Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Chuck Diesel. This is episode 1 of Chuck Diesel's podcast. I don't have an official title or anything yet. Well, we're just getting started, putting the feelers out, seeing if there's some interest in this podcast. I've been told that I have a radio voice, so this is me putting it to use. Don't worry about the starting soon screen. I'm just using this uh, for starting out purposes. So the main thing that I want you guys to get from this screen is that I am sponsored, and if you want to help in any kind of way, sponsorship or visiting these various websites and seeing if there's anything that you like would definitely help me out a little bit. I do get part of the commission, or if you just want to hang out, and because I do play video games, if you want to stop by the stream and just chatting is more than enough. You don't have to donate or anything like that. I do play video games professionally. Well, not really professionally, but I'm trying to make it a career. That'd be like an amazing career. Just sit at home playing games, the thing I love all day. I enjoy entertaining people. I enjoy getting the facts out there. Like, this isn't a thought. Well, I guess you could say this podcast has a bunch of my thoughts in it, but I would never push my thoughts onto people for multiple reasons. One, my thoughts aren't always correct. I understand this, and I want everybody else to know that just because I say shit doesn't mean I think that it's the messiah of answers, okay? I get it. I'm not always correct. My thought processing isn't always correct. I do try to think logically most of the times, but I will always separate my own ideas from the truth. Now, before we start, I just want to give a couple shout outs that aren't these sponsors right here on the screen. I want to give a shout out to my good friend, DADDI, musician, entrepreneur, great friend. He's always just going through a bunch of stuff, and I try to help him as much as I can, and he's definitely told me that me just being there and listening has definitely improved his life. And I mean, that's all anybody could ever ask for, right? Is somebody to just listen to their problems and whatnot and try to help or whatever. So shout out to you, my man. Jamal, he has his own podcast, which is probably why he suggested that I have my own podcast, and he definitely wants a little bit of the piece on the back end, which I don't mind. I'm saying he got me into it, and I'm definitely all about giving credit where credit is due. So Jamal on the Hustle Hard, Be More podcast on Lady J's platform. Uh, if I could ever generate enough interest in this podcast, I'll definitely be putting links and stuff and custom making my own scenes to where the information will show up on the screen. But this is, like I said, this is just like an octopus putting his tentacles all around, feeling out the floor, seeing if this is what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? And how can we forget the reason why I do anything? The biggest shout out. No offense, everybody else, but even if you are offended, I don't know what to tell you. Genevieve, my daughter, she's 5 now. She will be 6 in June. I miss her dearly. I miss her every day. She's down in Florida while I am not in Florida. So that is a huge issue, but I am taking steps to correct it. Don't worry, everybody. I wouldn't say fine, but I am okay. All right. A little bit about myself. You already heard. I said it like 20,000 times already. I am a gamer. I usually play League of Legends, Darkest Dungeon 2, Dead by Daylight. I do play a little bit of Remnant from here and there. For the King and Hand of Fate too. And I apologize to any of my friends that wanted a shout out, but there are definitely probably 3 more episodes of podcast coming along. So once I remember and once everybody just reminds me, hey asshole, you didn't shout me out. Yeah, I'll get to you. Don't worry about it. So for the most part, I use video games to distract me from regular day stuff because I do feel as though I have pretty hefty amount of responsibility and stuff, but who doesn't, I'm not special. I'm not the only one that goes to work every day and tries to make money to sustain themselves. Not everybody wants to be in their mother's house all their life. And I just was fortunate enough to have a father that cared and pushed me to be the best I could be. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. Of course, our relationship was also strained at a point, but I was also a dumbass kid and I thought I knew everything. But if I could take anything at all from all of our meaningful conversations, it's that I joined the military. He was like, it's a great place to start. And boy, was he correct. I was in the Navy. And, man, I just, when you look back and you see the like most pivotal point in your life, it was my father. He took me into my baseball games, made me fall in love with the game of baseball. I love baseball. After every practice or anything, we'd always hit the 7-Eleven, and I'd get me a spicy bite, and it's one of my most cherished memories. Even if he was tired, he would still like take me, or he would actually let me drive. He would be in the passenger seat sleeping, and I would be driving at like 15, 16. I don't remember, but I wasn't supposed to be driving. But nonetheless, my father cared enough to sacrifice all that time and effort into putting me into something so I wouldn't fall into the same categories uh as what people in our area were supposed to fall in. So thank you, Dad. I didn't shout you out in the beginning, but hey, this is your 2 minutes of fame. There you go. Love you. So I do stream on Twitch. I am currently putting videos up on YouTube to, you know, get exposure and get my brand out there. I am looking to bring on a couple co-hosts and guests onto the show. I don't really have a topic to talk about right now, but we're going to do our best. This is episode 1. And last little tidbit that will definitely probably turn into a bunch of other tidbits. As you can see, I do not stay on one subject for long. I have self-diagnosed ADHD. I don't give a fuck about being officially diagnosed with anything. I know I have the attention span of a turtle. If you hear any clicking or anything like that, it's probably because I'm on a website looking for something to talk about, or I'm just like my attention span is somewhere else. If you hear any like horns or anything like that, is because right now it is cold as fuck outside, but I definitely run my heater because my roommate is cold, so it is definitely hot in my house. So I just open the window, but there's a bunch of ignorant people around here that like to honk their horns like a billion fucking times, which is why I have irritation most of the time because let me tell you, when I be trying to sleep and then I wake up to somebody going, "Bam, bam, 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 bam," I'm so pissed. But let's get into some meat of the podcast. Alrighty. So, what happened to me today? Currently, I am trying to get 100% disability from the military because, they owe me that for definitely fucking up my back and my joints and stuff at an early age. And the military definitely does not cover physical or any kind of therapy. Well, they do cover mental therapy, but definitely not physical therapy, which is what I need the most. So I have taken steps to fix my issues myself because I had no choice. So I have been going to physical therapy. I am currently in mental therapy, trying to get better and improve my lifestyle. I do have a slight curvature of my spine, which is scoliosis, or mild scoliosis is what they like to call it. I do have issues with sleeping. I struggle to fall asleep, but the days when I crash and I actually do fall asleep, I'm asleep. But the issue is getting there, right? So anybody out there with sleeping issues, just know that you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take it one step at a time. Maybe start with something that gets you tired easily. Maybe working out. After working out is a good stress reliever and energy drainer. So start with working out. Start with fixing your diet. Maybe your eating habits are what is inhibiting you from sleeping, you know? And most importantly, just like take it one day at a time. Try not to stress yourself too much, stress yourself out too much about it. Um, and just keep looking forward. I mean, the sleep is definitely a big part of your mood. So if there's anything that you want to fix about your life, it would probably start with that sleep. I am currently using like lidocaine patches and stuff to help the pain in my back and stuff, and they actually prescribed me some pain pills for, I don't know, I guess the patches are to heal the outside and the pills are to heal the inside. I have no clue how medicine works, but I am taking them in an effort to stop the pain, because definitely in pain every day. I have to like stretch every single day. I feel the pain in like right below my like shoulder blade, my right shoulder blade. It's always back there, and I always try to crack it, and it just doesn't want to pop. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do I have to do to pop this thing? Like, jump off a table and like land square on my back? I will do it if I have to, but sounds very painful. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit more about my gaming career. I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. Games have just always been a great place for me to release stress, and I'm very competitive, probably coming from baseball, right? But very competitive. I like playing player v player, but I also do MMOs and things of the like. I don't play scary games. Like, I don't understand why people like to play scary games, because when I do sleep, I'd like to not get woken up out of my shit by a fucking nightmare. Um, and yes, adults get nightmares too. Let's not even play around and be like, "Oh my god, you're such a kid. You have nightmares." Stop playing. Stop playing with me. This is a real podcast. Okay, let's get serious. And me and my editor actually came up with a plan for a new series on YouTube for Dying Light 2, because he told me this is what he would enjoy editing. So we're going to take a shot at it. And Dying Light is a series about zombies, basically post-apocalyptic world, people scrounging around for uh, ingredients, items, anything to make weapons, gear, survive. You're looking for food, you know what I'm saying? And probably the best part about the game is the parkouring system and stuff. You know, you run up walls, probably do a front flip off of the Empire State Building and fucking land on your feet. It's definitely a bunch of cool maneuvers that you could do, kick zombies and probably cut off their head and then kick it through a field goal. I don't know, but it's definitely a fun game. I am very stingy, so I don't like spending money at all. But I will, for the sake of my channel and the interest of the people, I will spend this money. Hopefully, I can entertain you guys with all that. Or if you're just here to hear about the podcast while you're working out or going to work or anything, just let me know what you guys would like to hear. I think I'm pretty good at motivational speaking. Helping others has always been like a strong point for me. Like, it's hard to help myself, but I can help others, right? Don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So the games will commence shortly after this podcast. Honestly, I have to download it. This is the early download on the 3rd. The game releases on the 4th. So look out for that on YouTube. Leave comments telling me if this is the kind of gameplay you want to see, or do you have any questions about the game. If you have any questions for me on the podcast, I look at all comments. I am looking to just create a community. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I like entertaining people. I definitely love helping people. I don't know if I said that or not. I might repeat myself a bunch of times. Excuse me, but this is my fucking podcast. Last little disclaimer. I know we're 15 minutes into the video, but this is not a kid's show. If you didn't understand, understand now. This is not a kid's show. We curse. We have controversial ideas, because I definitely don't like to just accept things for face value most of the time, because that's a pretty dangerous thing, right? So, example, somebody claims that they got beat up at a bar or whatever. There's no cameras or anything. Nobody else is in there. It's just you, this person, and the bartender was ducking under the fucking counter for whatever reason. So the cops come, and you know what I'm saying? And I just happen to be the cop that shows up, right? And this guy has a bruise on his face, and he's telling me, officer, he hit me. Well, I'm not going to stop at that. I see that you have a bruise on your face, and I get what you're telling me, but people don't always tell the full story. You understand? That's my issue with a lot of people. A lot of people don't like to tell the full story, and they expect your blind loyalty. And that's just not the way I operate, because that will get you killed, hurt, or anything else, and I'm not rocking with it. And if I don't put it past anybody will definitely try to recruit your help for selfish reasons all the time. So if you want blind loyalty, you got to earn that. That's definitely down the road, and you have to prove to me that you just wouldn't lie to me or anything. I get it. Some people are just like habitual liars. That's okay. You could be a habitual liar, but just know I will be questioning you. I don't accept things for face value. That's just not a character trait that I have. A little more about myself. I'm also not afraid to speak my mind. I don't care about cancellation or anything of the like. I will be speaking my mind. This is my podcast. I know a friend of mine had some concerns about me bashing women. I don't hate women. It's not, I get it. I had a bunch of like horrible experiences with women, but I just chalk that up to me as being unlucky as fuck. Has it changed my like overall mood and things about women? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I meet is assholes who want to treat me really like shit, and then try to pretend that it was my fault, of course I'm going to be bitter or whatever, but I know that doesn't apply to all women. And you're great women. Like, how are you supposed to live without women? Like, everybody's come out of a woman, I don't hate women. And that's all I'm going to get into that for now, until the subject comes up again, I suppose. A little bit about my Navy career. I was an engineer, so I was what you call a bottom dweller. There's two parts of the ship: bottom dwellers and topsiders. Topsiders are pretty spoiled, and don't any topsiders come in here and try to act like you're not. I was a bottom dweller, worked on centrifugal pumps, diesel engines, compressors, any type of machinery. I worked on AC units, which wasn't my specialty, but my specialty was diesel engines. But I definitely was bright-eyed, and I wanted to do everything in the military back then. I got surface warfare, air warfare. For any military people that will be listening, I was definitely an overachiever. Stopped a couple major things from happening to the ship. There was definitely a time where my life was in danger multiple times, but just this one time in specific. Centrifugal pumps are pumps that pump seawater from the ocean and take it through the system of the ship to like cool equipment and whatnot. So that pump exploded. So what it is, there's a seal There's a seal on this pump that if it explodes or if there's air in the system, it'll blow it out, and then water will be coming straight from the ocean into the ship. So that blew, and I had to go down there. Water was gushing in the compartment, and what you're supposed to do if that is unmanageable and you're trying to fix the issue but it's not working, the correct response to that is to shut the hatch and lock it. Because while my life is valuable to me, it is definitely not at the cost of a quadrillion dollar like naval ship. They will shut me in there in an instant. So that was a lot of motivation to fix the problem and fix it correctly. Because definitely don't want to drown. I mean, who wants to drown and feel salt water like accumulating in your lungs? I don't think that's a good feeling. But nonetheless, I was able to shut the valve and stop the ship from sinking and whatnot. Also, I was a part of a special team that would take the small rib boat. It's a boat that conducts like rescue operations if you fall overboard or anything, or if we need to go to another ship relatively safely to pick up other personnel or whatever. That we would take this small rib boat and lower into the vast ocean and do our operations. That was one of the cool parts of the job, definitely, because out on the open water, just you don't see any land. You look left, you look right, you see water, and just being out there in the calm sea was definitely always pretty cool in my book. So I've definitely got a bunch of cool experiences in the military. There was nothing bad about the military. I was definitely wanted to be one of the 20 years type people in the military, but got out because of a relationship that I wanted to save, which was the dumbest idea I've ever had in my life. But that's just how it goes. We put too much emphasis on love in the human language, and it causes us to do stupid things. But I'm pretty glad that I learned this lesson pretty early on in life, to where it won't affect any of my other decisions. Like if I ever do fall in love again or whatever, I have very little hope that will happen, by the way. But if it does happen again, then I know not to do something as stupid as like quit my livelihood to pursue that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Sometimes it is just gonna take its course. The way my life is set up, I know that shit just happens, right? It's not always gonna go your way. You have to just roll with the punches. And I'm not saying by any means my life was the hardest out of anybody's life. I'm not in a contest to show you whose dick is bigger. Everybody has their own struggles and issues in life, and something simple to me could be fucking like 20,000 times harder to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I also think it's a issue that I think that I have to explain myself sometimes. So I'm going to definitely try to not explain myself a lot and just let people think whatever they want to fucking think. Like, oh, since you think this way, it's definitely this way. It was like, okay, man, whatever. If that's what you believe, go ahead. It's your right, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you like me or not. Like, I gotta live with me. So, yeah. Probably gonna try and keep it short today, for multiple reasons. One, due to lack of topic. Two, because I'm coming out of my shell, trying to get used to this podcast thing. Even though I do stream, it's still a different feeling, and I'm trying to get used to it. Also, seeing if I could generate interest in the podcast. I will try to find some guests and see what we could come up with for entertainment. I definitely do want to upgrade this setup you guys see going on here. I want to have a place where you guys can comment and a place where I can just do like live podcasts and upload that to YouTube. And I want to get like a survey going on like what you guys would like me to discuss about. I could discuss about anything: COVID, politics, relationship advice, life advice. Because life is pretty easy since I went through my metamorphosis, you know? And, well, to me, like, in my eyes, I feel like life can't stop me anymore, and I'm just kind of waiting to succeed. NFTs, stocks, bonds, whatever. I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none. I take pride of that, you know? I like information. I like to scroll through YouTube and just animals, information about how to make things, food, items, anything. 'Cause my brain is weird. Like if I'm driving down the highway and I see like a cell tower or something, I will like take it apart in my mind by every bolt, every bar, every line, like the components that go into the line, the electricity, like I'm saying. The amount of work, like, yeah, I got like a full blown schematic that likes to come out of the woodwork when I look at things. That's part of my ADHD, I think. I don't get why it happens, but maybe because, you know, I've always been good with my hands and working on machinery and stuff, so I like to know how things work a lot of the time. Like, I have a very mechanical mind for sure. I love the cold. I love cold more than heat. I don't like to sweat. I'm a very sweaty person. Like, it might be TMI, but again, my podcast. So, and I like very convenient food. I like anything I can put in an air fryer or something that I just gotta pop in the microwave. That's my go-to. I love it. I do try to incorporate greens into my life, like Brussels sprouts. Love Brussels sprouts. Don't know how anybody can hate them. Broccoli, my absolute number one green that I love, but it's followed closely by like string beans. It depends on who makes the string beans. You know what I'm saying? Um, Love cauliflower, potatoes. Who don't like potatoes? Potatoes like the cheapest and most versatile food ever, right? Gonna go ahead and have an ADHD moment and have a late shout out for my editor Goon, my good friend who's supposed to be doing a series on YouTube with me as well. Definitely a lot of interest in doing that with him and his sibling. Number one struggle restaurant food or whatever, Subway. I used to work at a Subway, and they would like to throw like meatballs and stuff away. So I would definitely take like bags of meatballs home. I would create all kinds of sandwiches because I had the option to, you know what I'm saying? So I had all kinds of weird concoctions. And that was back when we had red wine vinaigrette. Boy, I miss that red wine vinaigrette. Now they got some like Parmesan vinaigrette that's up in there now. It's not the same, but it's not that bad. But I'm very particular with my Subway sandwiches for sure. I am a Subway artist, if you will. I like to be a very goofy person because, you know, people who struggle the most like to smile the hardest. I've always believed that. And I believe it's true. People who go through the most bullshit are the most like laid back, calm people in the world. And it's sad that you have to go through shit to be calm and whatnot. Love EDC music, or not EDC, EDM music. Want to go to EDC. That's like one of my lifelong goals. Electric Dance Carnival is the biggest uh, electric music festival in Las Vegas. It's definitely a dream of mine. I love all types of music, honestly, but it just has to have good lyrics, rap, hip hop. I'll even listen to country if it has good lyrics. But yeah. So now that I'm running on blanks on what else to talk about, we're coming up on the 30-minute mark as well. Just appreciate it if everybody would tell me what they thought about this podcast. Tell me what you would like to see in the future. and give me ideas on just how to overall improve everything. Twitch, YouTube, this podcast. Just let me know. You can check me out on twitch.tv/Chuck Diesel. You could check me out on YouTube. It'd probably be hard to find me on YouTube because, I'm not like one of the bigger creators. But yeah, just let me know what you thought, what topics I should cover. And I'll see you on the next podcast.